change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. Yeah, change coming fast. Days running past. We maze runners ablaze and stay numbered last. The pain that we display, you can't understand. That's why we move with the faith of David Abraham. We tryna pace where the apes be. Keys like HP, curses live at HD. Women chasing clout and brothers changing their faces. Screaming, oh God, send your son to save us.
So tired of all the pain. See all my people in it. Cause living day to day is hard to face. But know that on that day, you can release them chains. So give him all the praise and change.
Change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. Change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. You know, change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. You know, change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come.
Yeah, it's time for a change to come to my people. Cause Lord knows that we ain't treated equal. 400 years of the same old ish. Rape, rob, kill and spoil, getting off the shit. Now check it, can barely wait for that day to come. Getting ready for that war, time to beat the drum. And to the ones trying to hold me back with bent up faces, just call me Master Eddie, trading places.
Change gon' come, and it's coming fast. I know change gon' come, cause this world won't last. I know it's so much hurt, and it's so much pain. But when them cherries come, just know the world gon' change. Why my people cry, cause they tired of lies. That's why we face the east, pray to your Howard shine. Cause change gon' come, prophecy says that change gon' come. Yeah.
So tired of all the pain. See all my people in it. Cause living day to day is hard to face. But know that on that day, you can release them chains. So give him all the praise and change.
Change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. Change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. You know, change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. You know, change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come.
Look, we've been trying to get up out of this, but we've been too busy worshiping some nonsense. Jesus, we want change to happen real quick, but we are stiff-necked people and we don't give a shit. All women all up on Instagram, shaking and twerking their ass like they don't give a damn. And if we really want change, we gotta open our book and be baptized again. We gotta change.
So tired of all the pain. See all my people in it. Cause living day to day is hard to face. But know that on that day, you can release them chains. So give him all the praise and change.
Change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. Change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. You know, change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. You know, change gon' come.
so much time getting this money. Never realized them the faces of slave owners. Niggas a snake on you, he got shot in the face over slave owners. White people smile in my face, they the children of slave owners. They all fake, I hate them all, stole our history straight from us. Buying designer clothes from families traced back to slave owners. The Jewish man a bitch, they bought the land so we can't own it. They ain't get bought to slavery on no ships, like we ain't noticed. Deuteronomy 28, explain us leaving Cape Coast. Straight folks, they stole our name and our history straight from us. King James was black and Christ was too. Man, they straight bogus, but playing with the chosen's roulette while it's loaded. I pray your days closer, like bang, blow your brains open. The goal is keep us slaves with the paper. Putting drugs in the streets to keep us chasing. Yeah, keep the men out the house while they children stay going. Make it war with each other so divisions stay focused. Control the media to make them hate us. If we teach them hate theyself, they'll never make it. Yeah, discriminate them at the job and lock them up for selling drugs. If we keep on teaching hate, they will never learn to love.
They put demons all in our face, rose up idols all in our state, destroyed our mind with all of they talent, all and they piling on what they hate. Now we dying so they've raised to teach us lies with all of they say. That goes from schools to the media, designed to change the way you think and the way you pray, the words you speak and the money you pay for the things you get and the people don't know. So we marry their kids and we change our goals and the things don't grow when the kids get rich. Lose that money and the wife and kids and they start back over. This a trap for a show, then they sell you music by the trap life. Seem like living in a trap life though. We don't get paid from the money they grow. We get pennies on the dollar, my bro. We get pennies on the dollar, my bro. Sometimes I really wanna holler at my bro. Tell them that we've been played on the low. We still slaves and they still own. We still slaves and they still own us.
The goal is keep us slaves with the paper.
Us.
Putting drugs in the streets to keep us chasing. Yeah, keep the men out the house while they children stay going. Make it war with each other so divisions stay focused. Control the media to make them hate us. If we teach them hate theyself, they'll never make it. Yeah, discriminate them at the job and lock them up for selling drugs. If we keep on teaching hate, they will never learn to love.
My water straight from the throne. We built the altar with the unhewn stones. Roam through the city, all we see is these bones. So my face like flint till I wake a couple souls. A prophet hated by his own, so the father sent his son to bring the tribes of Jacob home. Jumping through these traps cause they trying to see us gone, but we walking through the fire just like Daniel and his bros. From every sheep to her zone, we stay inside the book because the book is all we own. Heritage and you better hold it on. We like David fighting giants with no armor and a stone. We face east as a car home. We face east just to call home. We can't sleep till we all home. We won't rest till they all gone. So I guess that we be calling out they all bones. Bless the seed, invest the deep in the laws of our God. Make us Elohim, Shema, Warapah, all the King, Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashat, Nagim. Bless the seed, invest the deep in the laws of our God. Make us Elohim, Shema, Warapah, all the King, Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashat, Nagim. From Bereshit to the books in Greek, the dragon took the sheep. Then the book complete. The Father looked for peace, but we shook the beast. Now we up until our power put the hook in cheek. Shema, Yasha Allah, Abanawa, Yahweh, Ahad. He the tower till he give us the power of God. Though in the tower you will never devour a tribe. The Lord despised all you devils, your hours arrived. Bless the seed that kept the peace. Never forgot the poor and he kept the feast. We trying to dodge destruction, they can't stop the seed. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashat, Nagim. Bless the seed that kept the peace. Never forgot the poor and he kept the feast. Trying to dodge destruction, they can't stop the seed. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashat, Nagim.
You're on mute, Ak. You're on mute.
Man, I gotta stop doing that. Hey, Shalom. Y'all by Kim Yashai Barak Thumb. To the 12 scattered abroad, to everybody who's enduring this captivity, who's pressing on despite everything that's going on. Hey, call halalaya. For all of you, for everybody that's decided to join us again. It's Wild Out Wednesday, and
Wow,
we
that's what's up.
across the stage. But yo, we got a good lesson coming up tonight. Captain Shaquat's gonna be breaking down Romans 2. Really good lesson. So have your pens, have your pads, have your Bibles, of course, your concordances, and be ready to take some notes, man, and get edified, get built up. As always, yo, it's Wild Out Wednesday. And so, and first of all, let me say again before we even start, let me say the water Yahweh for this day. The water Yahweh, the water Yahweh Shai, for allowing us to be here. We want to give all praises and honor and glory to the Most High. We never want to forget that, right? Again, we got a good lesson coming up. We're going to start out as customary on Wild Out Wednesday. So I was telling y'all,
Slakia, talk about the Passover and stuff, man.
Oh, we gonna get that. We gonna get that. We gonna get that. We gonna get that.
Real quick, man. Yo, I just found out my cousin, he on his deathbed, man, and he has a brain aneurysm, so he's bleeding in his brain, and man, if y'all can just pray for him, man. He wasn't in the truth, I brought it to him 1 or 2 times, but just pray for him.
Wow. Man, damn. Was y'all real close?
Not really. He stayed out there in Sac, but we talked, and when we talk, we always had like serious conversations. You know what I mean? Like you said, just thank the Most High that you're here, because it can be gone like a snap of a finger, man. So
real talk.
Go ahead and pray for my family, man. That's all.
How much time they give him to live?
Honestly, I don't know. I just found out today. I didn't really ask any questions. I was like, okay, I just kind of I just found out today, man. So I don't have all the answers right now.
All right, Con, no doubt. Hey, yeah, you know what? I mean, like the brother said, man, we never know how much time we got. We can be here today, going tomorrow. The next day is never promised to nobody. So we can't take any days for granted. I pray, man, that your cousin, he does accept the truth, man. That he does, recognize, man, that he comes into this truth before he does pass on. And that's a sad thing. Even like for most of y'all know my eldest, she has brain cancer, and she doesn't have a good report from the docs. They give her 8 months to a year to live, and she done kind of somewhat thrown in the towel. She just right now her mindset is, all right, well, I just want to enjoy these last couple of months that I have. And I get it, I understand, but at the same time, while I'm still trying to give her the truth and bring her to the truth, she's not accepting it. And she's still out there. And so as much as it hurts me, my prayer is that she, before the Most I do call her home, that she takes whatever time she has left to repent and turn back to the Most High. That's my prayer. That's the only thing that I can is pray that she repents and turns back to the Most High.
Con. Like Aharon always say, man, this is sifting season. You know what I mean? Before Passover, brothers' cars is breaking down, people getting hurt, people in the hospital, and just pray for Israel everywhere, all around. You know what I'm saying? So we can start off. We had our new year yesterday. You know what I'm saying? New year, new me, right? 1% better, right? Just pray for Israel all around, man. We all need it.
Ain't no telling what we're going through, man. So, yeah, just pray for Israel.
Right. Facts. Facts. And so, yo, with that, like I said, in fact, let's go ahead. Let's do a couple shout outs before we get this thing going. We want to shout out to everybody who has decided to, be with us on today. But, big shalom to you all. We gonna call out some names. So Shemai, if you can, King, Baba Kashar.
Shalom, Shalom, DTA Twan. Nadia, Shalom, King. Captain Aharon, Shalom. Sister Joan Gilchrist, Shalom. Michelle, Shalom. Anointed House of Saints, Boaz, Shalom. Tawabia, Shalom. Kodash, Shalom. Laura, Shalom. Yawasap, Shalom. Keziah, Shalom. Shalom 2 times. Jaziel, Shalom, sis. Israelite Research Channel, Shalom. Kadar Aharon, Shalom. Ayasha, Shalom.
I think that might be
yes.
that might be everybody.
Win Walker, Shalom. Kazakia, Shalom. Zanaya, Shalom. Christina, Shalom.
All right, and to anybody who we miss, or to everybody who is going to end up coming in, we say shalom to you, and again, Tawada for joining us on today. So we go ahead, we go jump off this because I don't want to take up too much time of the brother's lesson. So this first article, this happened actually on March 21st. This took place yesterday. And this wasn't too long ago. This happened on March 21st, 1981. I ain't gonna say how old I was at the time. That's irrelevant. But it ain't that long ago. You hear me? All right.
I ain't gonna tell nobody, man.
Right. Hey, Shemaiah, if you could, brother, go ahead and just read that off for me.
On March 21st, 1981, a 19-year-old black man named Michael Donald was beaten, strangled, slashed at the throat, and hanged in Mobile, Alabama, by 2 members of the United Klans of America. Initially, local police wrongly attributed Mr. Donald's death to drug violence, but his family insisted he had not been involved in drug activity and demanded a more thorough investigation. Tests also showed no trace of drugs in Mr. McDonald's body. Authorities later charged Klansmen Henry Hayes and James Knowles with Mr. Donald's murder and charged Benjamin Cox Jr. as an accomplice. Evidence revealed that local Klan members had been monitoring the trial of Joseph Anderson, a black man charged with the killing a white police officer in Birmingham, Alabama. When that trial ended in mistrial on March 21st, because the jury was unable to reach a verdict, members of the Klan in Mobile sought to make a violent response. If a black man can get away with killing a white man, said Benny Hayes, a high-ranking Klansman and the father of Henry Hayes, we ought to be able to get away with killing a black man. Michael Donald was killed that night. All 3 white men charged with Michael Donald's death were convicted. Mr. Knowles, Mr. Cox received life sentences and were later paroled, while Mr. Hayes was sentenced to death and executed by the state of Alabama in 1997. In 1984, Michael Donald's mother, Bala Donald, sued the United Klans of America. She ultimately won a $7 million wrongful death suit. And though very little money was ever collected, the ruling did bankrupt the white supremacist organization.
Wow, that's crazy. That she did win that lawsuit, but she ain't get to collect on it. And at the end of the day, no amount of money could ever replace a loved one. I don't care how much money it is. No amount of money could ever replace that. But the reason why, it's crazy that we're looking at something like this that happened, well over 40 years ago. We're looking at something like this, and there just came out another news article. And so I was telling you guys about this one last week. I've got a clip. I'm gonna play it, and then we go back it up with another clip also too. So again, I ain't gonna play the whole thing. I'm only gonna play a section of it. Hey, Shaquat, you got an echo, King. I'm only gonna play a small section of this other one that I have. Give me 1 second, Baba Good Shah. I don't know why my screen isn't sharing. Oh, there we go. Okay.
And welcome to The Factor Uncensored. A murder in Mississippi is now on the radar. Federal investigators. This comes as an autopsy of the victim, Rasheem Carter, revealed he was beheaded. Beheaded. The 25-year-old was last seen alive in October. Now, parts of his body were found in the woods a month later, and another haunting detail. His family says Carter went to the local police department and reported being scared for his life. He believed a group of white men were following him. My next guest has been intimately involved in this case. Joining me now, Ben Crump, law investigator, author, Silky Slim Reed. It's just mind-blowing to see this kind of case happening, Arthur. And it's my understanding he last talked to his mother on the phone October 1st, and he warned her. He was saying that there were some issues with his employer, right?
Yes, with his employer. And then he said that 3 white men had started following him. And then he texted his mom saying that if anything happened to me, so-and-so has something to do with it. He had these men trying to kill me. And then he was also caught on the deer camera in the woods with a large stick on his shoulder.
All right, now I'm gonna stop it right there. But the whole thing is, man, this young brother, man, was beheaded by these crackers. We've been dealing with this. We've been going through this for over 400 years in this country, and it's not changing. It's the same old, same old. We just looked at a case from 40 years ago. So-called black man lynched by the Klan. We seen it with Ahmaud Arbery, where them crackers chased the brother down. We saw a public lynching on camera. They videoed it because they thought they was going to use that to exonerate themselves. But we seen a public lynching of the brother. And now here it is. This just took place last year. This brother gets beheaded by these crackers, man. And they say they got videos of him with a stick trying to fight these suckers off. Who knows what was going through this brother's head in these last moments. He calling his mama, telling his mama, hey, it's white men chasing me. It's like, how much do we have to still continue to go through before our people finally just get fed up and say we need to disassociate from all these other nations? We need to be to ourselves. We always love to use that term FUBU when we talking about the scriptures for us, by us. Well, we really need that mentality of for us, by us mentality. Only us. It's us or nothing. Forget these other nations, man. You brothers want to say anything before I go to this next clip real quick?
Khan Salaki, man, I just want to bring out a precept real quick, man. A little basic precept we should all know. But Lamentations 4 and 17. It says, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled, for our end has come. Man, this is a perfect example of people literally hunting our steps, right? Not just the police, right? There's people in judges' seats, of the police, obviously. There's lawyers, all kind of different people, man. People in your school, your teachers, right? They all against us, man. No matter where we go, there's gonna be always people trying to hunt our steps and trying to find us to try to get rid of us, right? If it's um if it's in the redlining us, right? Making sure we can't advance in the real estate field. If it's schooling, right? I heard that like in Texas right now, they is it Texas or Florida that they trying to get rid of African American studies in colleges. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's Florida.
Is it Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they, these people is just literally just trying to get rid of us. And like you said, Cap, when is our people gonna wake up and just figure out like, man, we gotta get away from these people, man. I yield there.
And so this next segue actually goes perfect with what you just said about the judges, the policemen, right? It's I'm just gonna play it.
Get that bitch. Stop. Hang on. Get his ass. Get his ass, boy. Get his ass, boy. Don't get this thing, motherfucker.
Hold on. They're yelling, "Stop resisting," and the brother is just laying there motionless while they kneeing them, socking them. They yelling, "Stop resisting."
They couldn't wait to get out that car
at all. Did you hear what they were saying as they pulling up?
Yeah, because the other officer was already on him, and
right.
And they was like, get him, boy. You know what I'm saying? So they was already ready.
Yeah, secure the car. Secure the car. He's got it. No, search him. Oh, no. Shut up. In the car.
Justin.
Hey, headquarters.
They dapping each other.
You can't drive or run. Nice little ass whooping. Shouldn't have resisted. I cannot wait until these fucking.
On the ground, face down, or you will be tased. Face down on your stomach. On your stomach. On your stomach. Stay down. Put your arms out now. Do not move. Do not move.
Give me his fucking hand. Give it. Give me your hand.
Turn around! Get on now! Face down! Do not move!
I can't watch no more of that. But I just want to say this right here. They just had another school shooting. I can't remember where it was at, but it just happened today. They just had another school shooting, Now, the conduct that we see these white police officers treat people of color, they do not have this same energy when it comes to arresting these mass shooters, these fools that go and kill multiple people in mass shootings. You don't see them being treated like this. The Dylan Roofs that get taken to Burger King after they massacre people. The white boy who killed the people, I forget, was that Boston, walked into the store, had Buffalo, yeah, had here's your reparations written on his gun, on his AR. I don't know if it was an AR-15 he had or what, but had here's your reparations. He didn't get treated like that. But let it be us not doing nothing, no weapons. I said last week, and I got the clip too for the brother that they shot at over 100 times. They shot at a brother over 100 times, and he had no weapon.
And he walked away.
We do not get the treatment, the same treatment that they treat these crackers with. So, hey, yo, with that, I'm going to yield because I get mad and angry every time I just look at this stuff. So I'm going to yield it over to the Cap and let him bring out this mighty lesson for y'all.
Come on, man. Yeah, like I said earlier, man, just pray. Everybody pray for Israel, man. Everybody pray for Israel, you know. In our congregation, we do we pray 2 times a day, you know. Brother Yawasop always hooks up those hour of prayers, you know, and everybody we out here praying for everybody. So make sure y'all pray for Israel, man. So look, you know, like I always say, I don't like to keep y'all too long. We're gonna get into this Romans 2, and we're gonna break this down a little bit. But first, let's real quick, if you haven't signed up for Passover, make sure you send an RSVP, man. AnointedHOS at gmail.com, so we can send you that the confirmation email and let you know where the address is going to be and all that kind of stuff. If you want to prospect with us, same email, AnointedHOS at gmail.com. If you want to put in that work, man, send us an email. So there's Romans chapter 2, man. You know, let's start off with Isaiah 55:11. Isaiah 55:11, because this is going to lead into Romans chapter 2, because we got to remember that whatever the Most High say, it got to happen, right? Isaiah 55:11. Whatever the Most High said, it got to happen, man. Go ahead.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 55 verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall not prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it.
So like I said, man, whatever the Most High says, it got to happen. His word cannot come back void. Let's get Jeremiah 31:35, right? The Most High says certain things got to happen, and his word can't come back void.
The book of Jeremiah.
You got Jeremiah 31?
The book of Jeremiah 31 and 35.
Come on.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 35. Thus saith the Most High, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and an ordinance of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name.
Read.
Verse 36. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever.
So the Most High said, if these ordinances, the sun, right, the sun for light, the moon for light, the sea, you know what I'm saying? If those ordinances get taken away from him, or somebody try to take them away, which they've been trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? They got telescopes that, oh, I can see 400 billion light whatever in the sky, right? They've been trying to do that. They've been trying to dig down in the sea, right, to the core. They've been trying, man. He said, unless somebody take that stuff away from me, then Israel will be no more, right? Keep reading.
Let me get back to it.
Jeremiah 31 and 37. Jeremiah 31 and 37.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31 and verse 37. Thus saith the Lord, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundation of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that the seed of Israel for all that they have done, saith the Most High.
He said if somebody can measure the heavens above, man, and if somebody can seek out the earth beneath, the foundation of the earth, like I said, man, they're trying to do that, right? They're trying to do that, and whatever the Most High say, it gotta happen, right? So this is going to lead us into Romans chapter 2, because obviously they can't measure the heavens, right? And they haven't gotten down there to the bottom of the core of the earth. They haven't measured the heavens. The sun ain't going nowhere. The moon, the stars ain't going nowhere. So that means Israel ain't going nowhere, right? So let's jump into Romans chapter 2, man. This chapter is real interesting because, Salaki, you get like Christians, they say that you can be spiritual Israel, right? But we're going to read this in context, as they say. You know, they always say you out of context, you're out of context. But when we read this in context, we see that it's not talking about nothing about spiritual Israel, no other nation, right? We're going to see that this is talking about specifically Israelites that were called Gentiles or that were uncircumcised. All right, let's start at we're not going to read the whole chapter. We're going to start at verse 17, man. Go ahead, start there.
It's the book of Romans chapter 2 and verse 17. Behold, thou art called a Jew, and retest in the law, and makest thy boast of Yahweh.
So there's brothers that are boasting that they're Jews. They're boasting that they know the law, right? This isn't nothing new, right? Give me Isaiah 48 and 1, right? This is nothing new at all. Isaiah 48 and 1.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 48 and verse 1. Hear ye this, O house of Jacob, which are called by my name of Israel, and are come forth out of the waters of Judah, which swear by the name of the Most High, and make mention of the God of Israel, but not in truth, nor in righteousness.
You see, Judah, the whole nation of Israel, was in here boasting back in too, right? They was boasting, but they was putting the Lord's name in their mouth, but they wasn't doing what they're supposed to be doing, right? They said they make mention of the God of Israel, but not in truth and not in righteousness. The same thing Paul is going to break down in Romans chapter 2, right? We're going to break that down. Let's go back to Romans chapter 2. We're going to read that again and keep it pushing.
It's the book of Romans chapter 2 and verse 17. Behold, thou art called a Jew, and retest in the law, and makest thy boast of Yahweh.
So they call themselves Jews, and they know the law, right? But they're boasting that they're Jews. They're boasting that they know the law. They boasting that the Most High has chose them, right? But what about these other people? These other Israelites that are considered uncircumcised, right? Keep reading.
Verse 18. And knowest his will, and approvest the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law.
These brothers is boasting, and they know the will of the Most High, right? Let's get that real quick. Let's get Proverbs. I'm sorry, Salakia, Psalms 40 and 8, real quick. Psalms 40 and 8.
The book of Psalms, chapter 40, verse 8. I delight to do thy will. Oh my God. Yeah. Thy law is within my heart.
The law is the will of God. When we do the will of God, we keeping the statute, laws, and commandments, right? Real simple. So real straight to the point. Go back to Romans chapter 2. We're gonna be jumping around a little bit. Romans chapter 2, read 18 again.
The book of Romans, chapter 2, and verse 18. And knoweth his will, and approveth the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law.
Right? Our people was instructed on how to live by the law, right? And Paul is telling these people, look, y'all are supposed to be Jews. Y'all supposed to be the chosen of God, right? Y'all supposed to be instructing people by the law. Read verse 19.
Verse 19. And art confident that thou thyself art a guide of the blind, a light to them which are in darkness.
So these brothers are supposed to be a light to those brothers that's in darkness. These brothers are supposed to be they're confident, right? They're supposed to make the blind see. It's kind of like we do today, right? When we go out to the streets and we teach our people out there, right? Wherever we at, we try to be the light to the quote unquote Gentiles, right? This is what we're supposed to be doing. This is what Paul's saying. Read.
Verse 20. An instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which has the form of knowledge and of the truth in the law.
They're supposed to be instructors of the foolish people, the people that don't know, the people that don't realize who they are, right? Because they were considered Romans, right? These brothers are supposed to be teaching the basic information to get them to understand who they are. It says, which has the form of knowledge. They had the knowledge to teach these brothers, right? Which has the form of knowledge and of the truth in the law. Just in case we don't have that precept, let's get Psalms 119 and 142 to show you what the truth is, man. I mean, it tells you right there in that verse, but we're gonna get a precept for it. Real simple.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
Mm-hmm. Thy law is the truth, man. This is what the people are supposed to be teaching them, right? These Pharisees, Sadducees, right? They're supposed to be teaching all these people in Rome at the churches, because that's who Paul's writing to. We know that. They're supposed to be teaching the law. They're supposed to be teaching how to come back to the law, because these brothers was uncircumcised, right? And we're going to read about that later on. Go back to Romans chapter 2. Start at 20 again.
Romans chapter 2, verse 20. An instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which has the form of knowledge and of the truth in the law.
Come on, read.
Verse 21. Thou therefore which teaches another, teaches not thyself.
So Paul's asking a question. He's saying, y'all sitting here, when you teach these people, are you teaching yourself? Our Adawan Yawal, he says this all the time. When I teach you, I teach myself, right? Paul's asking the same question. When you teach these people, are you teaching yourself? Read.
That thou preachest a man should not steal, doest thou steal?
But you sitting here teaching that brothers shouldn't be stealing. But are you stealing? That's what he's asking. Read.
Verse 22. Thou that says a man should not commit adultery, doest thou commit adultery?
Read.
Thou that abhorrest idols, doest thou commit sacrilege?
So, how many of y'all put a 7 in the chat real quick if you know what sacrilege is? Put a 7 in the chat. I know it's late out there in the East Coast, man. It's only 6:50 out here in the West Coast. But if you know what sacrilege is, put a 7 in the chat, man. Let's see if they're gonna be coming in here. Let's see. If not, obviously I'm gonna tell you, right? Yeah, I think people sleep, man, but it's okay. It's all right. We're gonna bring this out anyway, man. I don't see no sevens, right? But sacrilege is basically taking something that's sacred and using it for your benefit, right? Let's get an example, and let's get Matthew 23 and 16. Matthew 23 and verse 16.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 23 and verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
Woe unto you, ye blind guides, which say, whosoever shall swear by the temple, it is nothing. But whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple is a debtor.
God. So Christ is sitting here saying, y'all telling people, he's talking to the Pharisees, y'all telling people it's cool just to swear by the temple, right? It's all right. It don't really mean nothing, right? But if you trying to get something out of me while I'm in this temple, y'all gonna become a debtor to me. Y'all gonna owe me something. He's talking to the Pharisees, right? The Pharisees is doing this, right? Keep reading.
Verse 17, ye fools and blind, for whether it's greater the gold or the temple that sanctifieth the gold.
Mm-hmm. The Pharisees, they were using the temple, something sacred, for their own benefit, right? That is sacrilege. When you use something sacred, the temple, right, the synagogue, it's and you use it for your own benefit. And we got pastors that do that today, right?
Yeah,
they take
like the church.
It sound like the church, right? Right? It sound like the church, man. They sit here and say, "Oh, give me your 10%, and the Most High is gonna bless you," right? Or give me, I seen a Joel Osteen. He got a prayer list, right? Somebody did a TikTok on this one day. He said something like, if you want, somebody emailed him and he said, "Hey, I want you to send me a prayer." And they replied and said, "Well, are you on our prayer list?" And the person was like, "I don't think so." And Joel Osteen or his people was like, "Well, if you donate X amount of dollars, we'll make sure to put you at the top of our prayer list." Right? That's sacrilege, man. Sacrilege. Using the temple or using something sacred to benefit yourself. Right? This is what the Pharisees is doing. Go ahead, read 18.
Verse 18. And whosoever shall swear by the altar, it is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But whosoever swears by the gift that is upon it, he is guilty.
Read.
Verse 19. Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater the gift or the altar that sanctifies the gift.
The Pharisees did not care, right? They didn't give a damn about the altar. They wanted people to bring them some money. That's why Christ went over there and knocked all over them tables and started whipping people. He started whipping people, man. Right? Because they was defiling the temple on the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? You got something to say?
No, I was saying, Con.
Oh, okay, Con. Read verse 20.
Verse 20. Whoso therefore shall swear by the altar, swears by it, and by all things thereof.
Read 22.
Okay, verse 21. And whosoever shall swear by the temple, swear by it, and by him that dwelleth therein. Verse 22. And he that shall swear by heaven, swears by the throne of Yahweh, and by him that sitteth thereon.
That's right, man. You see the Pharisees, man. They were more about getting the gifts and getting the extra little coins or whatnot, right? They was worried about looking good in front of men. You know what I'm saying? They like I said, it was sacrilege. And I'm gonna say the definition again, so it'll stick in your head. Sacrilege is when you take something that's sacred. You take something that's sacred and you use it for your own benefit. Right. Let's go back to Romans chapter 2.
Hey, Salakia.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, real quick, since you had brought up that Joel Osteen thing, hey, grab Mark 11. Hey, because that's what the church does today, right? Again, we know that the church is not teaching the truth of the Bible. We know that. We know that everything about the church goes against the Bible, goes against these scriptures, right? And we see that today. But get Mark 11 and let's get verse 17.
It's the book of Mark, chapter 11, verse 17. And he taught, saying unto them, is it not written, my house shall be called of all nations the house of prayer? But ye have made it a den of thieves.
Right? He said they've made it a den of thieves. Right? If you go into the churches today, that's what the church house is. You know, they got the preachers, pastors, they trying to build in funds, they having cookouts, they having crab feeds, you know, this, that, and the third. They doing all of it inside the church. Pastors appreciation, right? They've made it into a den of thieves. We bring it out all the time. The priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his lips. But the law ain't being given. The law is not going forth, right, in these churches. It's not happening. But yeah, I'm going to yield with that.
And that's them pastor appreciation days, man. I ain't never seen a bigger money grab, man. Like every one I done been to, the preacher that's preaching for the pastor, I always say you need to take care of this pastor right here financially. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't never seen a bigger money grab, man.
And you know what's crazy is they do it because they know the other pastors, they go do it for them when it comes time for their pastor appreciation. And I dig this. The pastor who I was under, I don't know if y'all know, but I was a junior minister. But the pastor who I was under, this nigga says, hey, when it comes time to, you know, raise the offering and the appreciation for him and, you know, first lady, that all the junior ministers and deacons, we should be the first ones. He wanted to see us giving $100 so the rest of the congregation could see us giving $100, and then they can, you know, want to come out their pockets. I'm like, bruh, is you serious right now? And this is after they done collected tithes. This is after they done collected an offering, and now you want us to come out another $100 for a pastor appreciation, nigga. What?
Yo, it's crazy, man. Because my church did it. You know, I ain't gonna put their name out there, but you know, they did it, and you know, kind of getting back to the lesson. That's what Paul's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Using sacrilege. You sitting here trying to teach people not to be adulterers and not to steal, but you stealing. Sacrilege is a form of stealing, right? But y'all supposed to know the law. He's talking to these Pharisees, man. These people was wicked, bro. These wicked was wicked as hell. Go ahead and go back to Romans chapter 2. We're gonna read verse 23.
All right, Romans chapter 2, verse 23. Thou that makest thy boast of the law, through the breaking the law dishonored thou Yahweh.
Paul is asking, man, you who boast in the law by breaking the law, are you dishonoring God? Right? These people sitting here boasting, being proud, and they breaking the law themselves. Being a Jew outwardly, but not inwardly, right? Read.
Verse 24, for the name of Yahweh is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, as it is written.
So how were they blaspheming the name of the Most High? This isn't something new, right? This ain't new at all. Give me Ezekiel chapter 36. We're gonna start at 19. Slakia. Ezekiel chapter 36. We're gonna start at 19.
Okay. It's the book of Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 19. And I scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed through the countries. According to their way and according to their doings, I judged them.
God, so the Most High scattered us all around where the heathens was at, right? Because of what we was doing, blaspheming the name of the Most High, right? He's going to explain later. Read.
Verse 20, and when they enter unto the heathen, whether they went, they profane my holy name.
Mm-hmm.
When they said to them, these are the people of the Most High, and are gone forth out of his hand, out of his land.
So when we were scattered, we went out there to these people and just dishonored the name of the Most High, right? And these heathens was kind of making fun of us a little bit, like, these are the people of the Lord. What y'all doing here? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got scattered over here because y'all wasn't doing what you supposed to do.
And the thing is, you look stupid doing it, because you boasting on the Most High, and you supposed to live that, telling everybody else they supposed to live this way, but you doing the same thing that they doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you look dumb.
Right. That's like me having like if my I don't know, my dad was the president or something like that, and I'm going out there just being wicked. You know what I'm saying? And every time I get in trouble, oh, my dad is this person. My dad is this person. At some point, he gonna get sick and tired of you using his name.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, take his ass to jail. He want to keep messing up. Take his ass to jail. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Verse 21. But I had pity for my holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen, whether they went.
So no matter where we went, man, we kept disrespecting the Most High's name, right? He had compassion on his name. Read.
Verse 22. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus said the Most High God, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which
So
ye have profaned.
He said he's not doing this for you. He's doing this for his name, right? He got to let these people know that he the Most High God. He got to let these people know, like, you can't deal with me. You can't mess with me. I'm that dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Read that again.
Verse 22. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus said the Lord God, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for mine holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whether ye went.
Read.
Verse 23. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, says the Lord God, which I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes.
You see, the Most High said he's going to do it for himself. Because right now, when in this predicament, they were scattered among the heathen, and the heathen didn't believe nothing they was talking about. Oh, y'all the children of God? Y'all the chosen ones? But you commit adultery out here. You trying to holler at this girl over here and, just be wicked, man. You know what I'm saying? So the Most High said, I got to do this for me and let these people know who I am, right? And this is what Paul was saying, right? Go back to Romans chapter 2. Romans chapter 2, read 25 again. 24.
24?
24, yeah.
Book of Romans chapter 2 and verse 24. For the name of Yahweh is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, as it is written.
See, and I just showed y'all how we was blaspheming the Lord's name. They was doing it here in Rome too. Like I said, this was written to Israelites, man. Written to Israelites that was in the church of Rome. And they was they was being wicked, man. They was being wicked as hell. Go ahead, read.
Verse 25. For circumcision verily profited, if thou keep the law.
So circumcision profited you if you kept the law. But what?
But if thou be a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision.
So circumcision profited you if you kept the law, but if you broke the law, it was as if you weren't circumcised. It was as if you was an outsider, right? So as of so far, we see that this isn't talking about Nothing about spiritual Israel. Nothing about another nation coming in and claiming to be Israel. So far, when we read it in context, right? Remember, I said I'm going to show you that this whole from 17 to 29 is talking about nothing but Israelites, right? Read 26.
Verse 26. Therefore, if the uncircumcised keep the righteousness of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision?
So if the person that's not circumcised, if he keep the law, shouldn't he be counted as someone who is circumcised? Shouldn't he be counted as somebody that is a part of the family? Right? For example, I'll give you an example. If let's say I was a Rockefeller, right? I was gonna get that. That's on the lesson plan. That's on the lesson plan. Let's say I was a Rockefeller. My dad got like all this money, right? But I'm not doing nothing he's saying, nothing at all. And he was like, you know what, man? You keep acting up, bro. I'm about to kick you out. I'm about to kick you out the family. Even though I'm kicked out the family, I'm still a Rockefeller, right? My name means something, right? But over time, me having kids and stuff, yeah, my name got the Rockefeller name to it, but I don't get the same benefits as the family that's in. You get what I'm saying, Shemaiah?
God.
You know what I mean? And these are the people that Paul is telling these Pharisees, these Jews, that they need to be dealing with, right? We're gonna read about that. Read 26 one more time. Slakia.
Verse 26. Therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteousness of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision?
If the brother that is not circumcised and he's keeping the law, should his uncircumcision be counted as circumcision? Should he be considered part of the family? Right? Look at Cornelius. You get people or Christians, you know, that say that Cornelius was a Gentile. Yeah, he definitely was a Gentile, but he was an Israelite Gentile, and he kept the laws. He feared God. He kept alms. He kept giving alms. Right? He was devout. You can't find nowhere in the entire Bible where it say that a heathen was devout. Nowhere. Right? Read 27.
Verse 27. And shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge thee, who by the letter and circumcision do transgress the law.
It says, shall not an uncircumcision, which is by nature. How is it by nature? Because they weren't around. They didn't know that they were Israelites. Right.
They naturally do it.
They naturally do it. Right. Jump to verse 14.
Verse 14. For when the Gentiles which have not the law do by nature the things contained in the law, these having not the law are a law unto themselves.
They are a law unto themselves, even though they're Gentiles. And this is where the Christians, well, we'll get into that. This is where, even though there was Gentiles, they kept the law. The only people we know that can keep the law. Hey, Yahweh, if you're listening, come block Mickey Mouse in here. I can't do it. But anyway, read 14 again, Salakia.
Verse 14. For when the Gentiles which have not the law do by nature the things contained in the law, these having not the law are a law unto themselves.
They are a law unto themselves. These brothers that's keeping the law and they're considered Gentiles, they should be able to come into the family. And this is what I was about to say. Christians would say, see, even though they're not Israelites, you see that, Yahweh, Mickey Mouse?
See Mickey Mouse. I don't see no Mickey Mouse.
It They say, "Hi, I'm Mickey Mouse. Do you want to watch me?"
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it. I see it. I got you.
Yeah, block that. Damn, I lost my train of thought. Slovakia. Read 14 and 15.
Let me get a preset real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 3 and verse 36. Thou shalt find that Israel by name has kept thy precepts, but not the heathen. So the heathen cannot keep our laws at all.
That's right.
That's right. Get another.
Let's get some like. Well, read verse. If you got another precept, go ahead, bring it out. But we're gonna come back and read verse 15. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got another precept. Numbers 15 and 38. Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. So how can a heathen keep that? Because the Moses was talking to the children of Israel. The heathens are not Israelites.
That's right. We can even look at the 10 commandments, right? Those were to the Israelites, man. These heathens never kept the commandments of the Most High, right? So go ahead and go back to Romans 2, Romans 2, verse 15.
Romans 2 and 15, which show the works of the law written in their hearts, their conscience also bearing witness, and their thoughts the mean, while accusing or else excusing one another.
I go back to Cornelius, man. He showed the works that was written in his heart, right? He was doing everything the Israelites do. That's how, and that's another reason why we know this is talking about Israelites, right? Give me First Maccabees chapter 1. We're gonna start at 11. Chapter 1, verse. This is more of a historical reference right here, right? First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11.
It's the book of First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
So this brother came to the Jews over there and was like, hey man, since we left these heathens, man, everything been going downhill from here. We need to go make a contract with them or make an agreement or something, because I need to get back to where I was. You know what I'm saying? Jump down to verse 14.
Verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
They basically built a gym. That's where the gymnasium came from, right? Read.
Verse 15. And made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief.
They joined themselves to the heathen and they became uncircumcised, right? So over time, you forget who you are. You forget who you are, man. You know.
Hey, they want to do this with the heathen.
That's right.
But we like this with our hand out. They like this. So,
right.
We can't join together.
Come on. That's right, man. Give me Ephesians 2 and 11. Ephesians 2 and 11. And this is a precept that you guys can get, to show that we were Gentiles in the past as well, right? That was the First Maccabees chapter 1. But go ahead, read that.
The book of Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 11. Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision, by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands.
So we were called Gentiles in the past, in the flesh. Isn't that what just happened in the Maccabees? They became Gentiles. They became heathens, right? Because they wanted to do what those other nations wanted to do. They didn't want to be circumcised anymore, right? Get 2nd Esdras chapter 2, verse 33.
It's the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 2 and verse 33. I, Esdras, received a charge of the Most High upon the mount of Ariel, that I should go unto Israel. But when I came unto them, they set me at naught and despised the commandments of the Most High.
So Esdras went into I think that how you said it, Oreb.
Yeah,
I think it's Oreb. And he went over there to talk to his brothers, man. But they ignored him. They didn't want to hear nothing he was talking about, man. They didn't want to keep God's commandments. Right? Read.
Verse 34. And therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen, that hear and understand, look for your shepherd. Ye shall give you everlasting rest, for he is nigh at hand, that shall come in the end of the world.
So he called these brothers and sisters heathens, right? So that's another precept where you can go, if you ain't got that in the arsenal, you know, where Israel was called heathens, right? He called these brothers heathens because they wanted to keep the customs of the other nations, man. They didn't want to do what God say. Let's get one more. Ezekiel chapter 14. 14 and verse 5. Verse 4. 15 and 4.
4.
Ezekiel 14. Slocky, I'm getting all this messed up. Ezekiel chapter 14. We're going to start at verse 4.
Ezekiel chapter 14 and verse 4. Therefore speak unto them, and say unto them, thus saith the Most High God, every man of the house of Israel that setteth up his idols in his heart, and putteth the stumbling block of his iniquity before his face, and cometh to the prophet, I, the Most High, will answer him that cometh according to the multitude of his idols.
Read, keep reading.
Verse 5, that I may take the house of Israel in their own heart, because they are all estranged from me through their idols.
So we see Israel was worshiping other idols, man. They was worshiping other gods. Read.
Verse 6, therefore I say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord God, repent and turn yourselves from your idols, and turn away your faces from all your abominations.
And that's all the Most High ever wanted us to do, was just repent and turn away from our wicked idols, man. And Paul is explaining all this in Romans chapter 2, when we keep it in context, right? Go back to Romans chapter 2 and verse 27. Read it again.
Romans chapter 2 and verse chapter 27. And shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge thee, who by the letter and uncircumcision doest transgress the law.
So these brothers that's uncircumcised, they're uncircumcised, but they're still keeping the law, right? He says, if it fulfill the law, judge thee. Judge who? Judge these people Paul is talking about, right? You know, these brothers, they got their fringes on, they got the full beard, right? They telling people to keep the feast days. They are Jews outwardly, but not inwardly. Paul saying, should these people that's not circumcised, that didn't get circumcised on the 8th day, should they be able to judge you because they're keeping the law? Right? Read verse 28.
Verse 28. For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision, which is outward in the flesh.
These people, they weren't, circumcised on the 8th day, right? They weren't circumcised on the 8th day, but they was keeping the laws. Paul's talking to these Pharisees and he's telling them like, yo, y'all Jews on the outside, but on the inside, you wicked as hell, man. You dirty as hell, right? And real quick, give me 1 Samuel chapter 15 and 22. I think I missed that precept, man. I missed that precept. 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 22.
It's the book of 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 22. And Samuel said, has the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Most High?
So
behold,
Samuel said, is the Lord, is he, does he want the sacrifices? Does he want the offerings, right? Or does he want you, what does he want you to hear his voice and obey? Read.
behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken that the fat of rams.
So it's all the Most High wanted us to do was just to listen to his voice and obey him. He didn't care about them damn sacrifices, man. He didn't care about that stuff. He just wanted us to obey him, man, like and have the faith in him, right? And that's what Paul is pretty much, you know, saying to these people, man. Give me Hebrews 11 and 8. Hebrews 11 and 8, man. Because Abraham, he wasn't circumcised on the 8th day, but the Most High counted him as righteousness. Why? Because he obeyed. He obeyed. Should actually start at 7.
Okay. It's the book of Hebrews chapter 11 verse 7. By faith, Noah, being warned of Yahweh of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world, and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith.
Which is by faith. Noah was he built the ark for somebody or entity that he didn't even see. He heard a voice, right? But he wasn't, I don't believe he was circumcised either, right? But he kept everything by faith. Read verse 8.
Verse 8, by faith, Abraham, when he called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out, not knowing whether he went.
Man, Abraham wasn't circumcised either. And this is what Paul is saying, that you are a Jew outwardly, right? You're circumcised, you got the fringes on, you got the mitre on, you know what I'm saying? But again, you a wicked ass Negro, man. And you don't have the faith like Abraham, right? So let's go back to Romans chapter 2. Let's read 28 again.
Romans 2 and 28. For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision, which is outward in the flesh.
So this is where the Christians be like, you see, as long as you a Jew inwardly, then you're a spiritual Israel. Well, shit. Why don't you teach people you Israelites then?
Yeah.
Why don't you teach people you Israelites if you a spiritual Jew? And then if you're a spiritual Jew, what tribe you come from? I don't need no tribe. What do you say? What they say? I keep the law in spirit.
Yeah.
Right? Galatians 5, right?
Yeah,
God. Read that one more time. Read that one more time.
Verse 28, for he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision, which is outward in the flesh.
God, give me Matthew 23, and we're gonna start at verse 1. Matthew 23, verse 1.
Matthew chapter 23, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then spake Yahushua to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and Pharisees sit in Moses' seat.
The scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat, right? They have the authority that Moses had, right? They cast judgments. They do exactly what Moses was doing. Read.
Verse 3. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not ye after their works, for they say and do not.
So Christ is saying, man, the Pharisees and the scribes, man, they're judges, right? Do what they say. You ever hear your parents say, what's the saying? Do as I say, not as I do. Right?
Yeah.
This is what Christ is saying. Do what they say, but don't do what they do. Right? Because they're Jews outwardly, but not inwardly. This is the same thing Paul was telling them brothers in Romans. You know what I'm saying? Jump down to verse 5.
Verse 5. But all their works they do for it to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments.
They got the long fringes on, right? Or zits, you know, whatever they was wearing back then. You know, they got the long garments down to the ankles. All they trying to do is be seen by men. Paul's explaining this to them when he's writing this letter, right? Go to jump to verse 27.
Verse 27. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye are like unto white sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men, bones, and of all uncleanness.
Right. The same thing Paul was saying, Christ is saying to the Pharisees as well. These were some wicked Jews, bro. Outwardly, they looked official. Inwardly, they had a wicked ass heart, right? Read 28.
Verse 28. Even so ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity.
God. So Paul was saying in verse 20, and go back to Romans real quick. Romans 2 and 28, right? Paul was saying, don't put so much emphasis on the outside of being a Jew, because you got brothers out here in Romans that are uncircumcised that keep the law better than you. So I don't know what you boasting for. I don't know what you sitting here telling people, yeah, we the chosen. Yeah, we doing this and doing that, so forth and so forth. But you trying to sleep with your brother's wife. You hate your brother, right? You talk crazy to your parents. But you got people that are uncircumcised that think they're Romans and they're keeping the law. Right? Read verse 29.
Verse 29. But he is a Jew, which is one out inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart, in the spirit, and not in the letter, who praise is not of men, but of Yahweh.
Right. This ain't nothing new either. Circumcision of the heart has been since the beginning. Right? Give me Deuteronomy 10 and 16. Right? Deuteronomy 10 and 16. That's right, Nadayab. That's right. 10 and 16.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 16. Circumcise therefore the foreskins of your heart, and be no more stiff-necked.
Don't be hard-headed, man. Stop acting like you can't do these statute laws and commandments. In California, they got about 15,000 different laws. They got a book of laws literally this thick, right? Can y'all see that? About that thick, right? And people keep every single one of them every day. But when you say, we got 613 laws that we keep. Oh, that's too many. That's too many. That's too many. I don't understand it. Right? Give me Deuteronomy 30:6. Like I said, this stuff ain't nothing new that Paul's talking about. Right? This stuff ain't nothing new Paul talking about. Go ahead.
There's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 6. And the Lord thy God will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed, to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live.
The Most High is going to circumcise their heart so they can live, man. What's the precept? Keep the commandments and live. Baruch 4:1. Right? Keep the commandments and live. The commandments are here forever. I got one more precept. Jeremiah 4:4.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 4 and verse 4. Circumcise yourself, the Lord, and take away the foreskins of your heart, ye men of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem, lest my fury come forth like a fire and burn, that none can quench it because of the evil of your doings.
You see, the Most High keeps telling us to circumcise our hearts, man. He don't care about them, doves, turtle doves, and the bulls and all that crazy stuff. He just wants you to be obedient. Right? Like I said, that's nothing new. Let's read Romans chapter 2 and 29 one more time.
The book of Romans chapter 2 and verse 29. But he is a Jew, which is one inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart, in the spirit, and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of Yahweh.
Whose praise is not of men. These brothers are sitting here in Rome that's keeping the laws, and they praising the Most High. Right? They praising the Most High. They don't know that they're Israelites, but they're doing this stuff like it's natural. Because they're a part of the family, man. They are part of the family, right? And as we can see, like I said, when we actually read this and break this down, ain't nowhere in here is talking about another nation coming in and joining as Israel. Right? Right? So with that, man, that's all I got. That's all I got. Yahweh. If you got something you want to say, Shemaiah?
Allah.
Hey, great lesson. And y'all, while you was teaching, one thing that I just started thinking about, especially when you got to that last verse, that Romans 2 and 29, is that we got Passover coming up, right? And a lot of brothers, sisters too, we Jews outwardly. Like you said, we got the fringes, we got the ZZs, we got the beards. Sisters got their hair wraps, wearing dresses. We look the part, but we got to do some soul searching, and really see if we actually walking the part as well too. We don't want to be like these brothers that was spoke about, in the scriptures, or even that Yahweh Shai, spoke about and brought up. So we got again Passover coming up. It's time to get that leaven out. Whatever leaven is in, get it out. Remove sin from you. Like we said on just was that yesterday, 1% better. Every day we trying to get 1% better than we was the day before. Whatever that means. That means getting up 20 minutes earlier. Hey, then that's what it means. Shoot, even if it's not 20 minutes, even if you make it 5 minutes, you say, okay, I'm gonna get up 5 minutes early. It's the little steps to making yourself perfect, whatever that may be. And right? At the end of the day, you gotta look at yourself in the mirror, and you gotta see that reflection that stand right back at you. So you can lie to us, you can lie to everybody, but you can't lie to yourself, and you definitely can't lie to the Most High, because the Most High knows. And so while I tell you to work on you, make sure that you're working on you, I got to do the same for myself as well too. Work on myself and make sure that I'm trying to be perfect, so that I can see the kingdom. Because I don't want to teach to others while I myself become a reprobate or be a castaway, as Paul said. You said Salakia?
Yeah, God. No, I was gonna say, somebody told me one day, if you can't love yourself first, how you gonna show love to other people? And it completely makes sense, like we were saying earlier, it's Passover coming up, yesterday's New Year, new you, if you can't show love to yourself, how are you gonna sit here and try to tell somebody you love them? Or if you can't, if you don't want to be like the Pharisees, man, and teaching people to do this and do that, do this, do that, keep the law, believe in Christ, but you're not doing it either. You're not doing it on the backhand, or the back end. It's like you don't be a hypocrite.
Right.
Like you said, 1% better, man. 1% better. No matter what it is, 1% better.
Right. And also, we forgot to plug the brother Jonathan's book. Hey, yo, our brother got a book coming out. Cop that thing. I'm finna throw it up real quick.
This that future black. I'm talking real black. Leaders bring the future back. We pump it bass like COINTELPRO, but teaching to excel, not to be in sales, bro.
All right, hey, get that book, man. Support the brother Israel. We got to support each other.
Man, hold up,
doing
man.
Big things. Support.
Hold on, man. I'm kind of upset. I'm kind of upset because Jonathan didn't ask me to do the cover. I'm kind of mad, man. I'm kind of mad, man. Jonathan, you didn't ask me to do the cover, man. What's going on? I'm supposed to be the graphic guy here.
Con, that's right. Hey, keep everything in the house, man. Israel, we got to start making that dollar circulate throughout the community. Stop giving your money to these other nations, man. Support your people, support your brothers, support your sisters. Israel, if y'all got a business, let us know. Right? If you're doing something, let us know. Hey, because we go promote you, we go shout you out. You know what I mean? We support ours, right? For us, by us. Real talk. So again, the brother got the book coming out. It's dropping March 31st. March 31st. Cop that book, man. In fact, cop 2 of them. Shoot, gift one away to somebody. You hear me? Right? Get one for yourself and get one for a gift for a family member or something. For a family member who's not in the truth. Hey, get it for them. All right. Other than that, like I said, we got again, Passover is right around the corner. That thing is creeping up. I hope everyone's ready. Again, get the 11 out next week, while our Wednesday. I do want to bring something up. I'm just gonna put this in y'all little earbuds now. What I want to talk about, get y'all thinking about something, because we seen these signs, coming. They coming. All right. So look at this real quick, and then we're gonna let y'all go because I know it's late. East Coast, right? Look at this. What that say? You cannot make this stuff up. Pentagon officials suggest alien mothership in our solar system could send mini probes to Earth. Yo, man, we know it ain't no alien mothership, right? We know what it is. So, hey, with that, Israel, we gonna go ahead. We go shut things down tomorrow. Check out the class. It's gonna be as always, a good one. All right, Thursday night live. Check that class out, and then we will probably be going. Oh no. Salakia. My bad. I got ahead of myself. So yeah, next week, Passover's coming up. But anyway, with that, hey, I'm your brother Yahweh.
Yo, I'm Captain Shaquat.
Shemaiah.
Con, let's grab that script before we cut out.
Go ahead and get that. We're gonna have Shemaiah bringing out some lessons in a minute, y'all.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
That's right.
And with that, Israel, we are the Anointed House of Saints. And yo, with that, again, we are saying, hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, black skin.